Pilot Yone here to great success, and we're just going all in.
Yeah, okay, so that's Keria's Pike. We know just how good he is on this champion, but that is definitely the opposite of a tank. That is as far the opposite of a tank that you can possibly get. This guy cannot even get health. Like, no. It just does, it's impossible.
He can't do it, and I think this is T1 saying, sure, we'll fight fire with fire in this draft. You guys have been flipping a lot of coins. You've been all-inning on a lot of team fights. We're more clutch than you. Our synergy's better than you. And we'll just snowball this game, and Pike's cut gold will snowball this Kai'Sa, and we're going to just explode into the mid-game so hard that some of the tools and options that Nongshim's draft has just won't really come online. This is not a traditional game of League of Legends we're going to be watching here. There is no front-to-back, really. It's a lot of grasping Anivia as well for a more tank-focused build, but we already said tanks are not allowed in this game, so...
And the build that he's been going has been a lot more like Rod of Ages, Seraph's style of builds, as the flash from Fisher is odd, misses the Q, now unbinds, gets the flash out of Faker, because Faker is respecting Lehens. But that was some events, as once again, Kingen is going to tell the melees that they will walk through that brush.
Really cool to see. Just makes Smash up a step further up here, will be potentially in danger. And when you don't know where the Elise is, it's always scary when you're in a lane like this 1v1 against a top laner who's up 2 levels on you, and your minions are close to the turret. Feels very uncomfortable to farm. You already had a tough time. Oh, he's caught!
Yeah, there we go. Glacial Storm doing a little bit of damage there, as he finds the stun as well. As remember, the E is on a really short cooldown and crits. It's just, it's a bit of a silly button.
It's big damage if you are able to set it up, and he's able to do so. That's a level 4 Kai'Sa, so without cleanse, which he's aware of. So that could have been way worse if the wall was actually tight there, and he wasn't able to work his way out.
Yeah. He's going to be maxing the E. I'm wondering when he's going to put extra points into the wall. I remember Froggen used to do these weird things because the guy played Anivia so much that he'd have different games where he'd max wall first as there's a hook connecting, sorry, a cocoon connecting as Faker just Valkyrie's away. Ona makes his way in, makes his way out. Lahen's very, very close to dead. And T1 just kind of chilling right now. Bone Skewer going to be attempted to be blocked, but instead, Gideon's the one that's going to be the target. That was to get out, and that equalizer was nutty.
Everything about that was just so off the wall.
Yeah.
But ultimately not successful. Not enough damage on the Faker there, but you can really see the setup here that we've been talking about so much. Gio did not have 6 to follow up because he could have even tried to arrow there as well with everything that was happening. A lot of pick potential, a lot of zoning, but it hasn't really led to a big gold advantage here for Nongshim. Sitting on about 200 or so at the moment.
Well, Kingen continuing to just try and hit Smash with things. Doesn't, I believe, manage to tag him with the Frost there. Oh dear, Lehens is just dead.
High-value ward. Yeah, I've never seen one.
Sometimes respecting the wards is a good idea, as once again, First Blood is going to be gained by killing Lehens.
I have a feeling I didn't ping that one.
Yeah. That's just a little bit sad. I think you might want to risk taking your time to move towards a turret or something like that before you decide to go back with 200 health. As now Jiu is trying to fight against Doran, and Doran silences himself and does a lot of damage here to Jiu. Does get a little bit on the back end. Into the brush as the Flame Spitter is able to help out, so the arrow not exactly getting the value that Jiu really wanted. Still, he is going to be okay. Lehens back in action once again. As, all right, oh man. Maybe it's now going to be the hidden spider that gets that one in the top lane. That was certainly not one you want. This could be another opportunity for that, as now Lehens wants to be able to find it. Cocoon now going to connect as he flashes on over. Fisher's in so much trouble, still going to survive. They take down the Lee Sin first, the repel to get Lehens out of dodge. And now Jiu's on the board, picks up the kill onto Keria. Faker now in trouble, and it's a double for the Ashe. Nongshim coming back in a big way here in game 2.
I mean, it's just a tightrope walk, though, how they played that. And Fisher has spent so much of this game for real, sitting on low health and just going in and absorbing by this composition of Nongshim. It's so sticky. That gives them 1,000 lead to gold here.
Yeah,
and let's see if they can snowball it.
That's crazy. I wonder, do you actually, you don't have access to Pike's passive, right? When you kill someone as a possessed version of Pike?
I don't think so.
Man, that'd be cool.
That
sounds
got
extra
kind of
money.
Broken. I don't know if that's allowed.
There is so many Viego things that I always talk about, on broadcast, that I just don't understand. I apologize, everyone. I should probably actually just research all of the interactions that Viego has, because he's
We'll
played
see you in 3 years, yeah. Let me know when you're done with that.
Yeah. I think I'll write my thesis on it. I'll try and get a PhD in
I think if you had a
Viego
group,
interactions.
If you had a group of 20... Oh!
Okay, there is the safeguard kick flash onto Jiu, who is very dead.
All right, well, there you go.
Yep, revenge. Secured. The feat of strength did go over to Nongshim, so there is at least that. They can take that one to the bank. Nice little knock up here from Fisher as Doran misses the harpoon. That's going to win the trade there for the Yone. But that is one grub going on down as Wojcik are going to give away the position here of Smash. Keria comes in though, lands the Bone Skewer as Kingan's in a bit of trouble as well. Lahens is just dead. Explosions there as the ulti's looking really cool. A double in theory, but it is just egg form. And still, that's a 4-man ult from Fisher. Smash gonna get ripped to shreds. And they take down Faker as well. Back immediately channeled here as Keria is trying to go home. And now flashing over the wall is Gideon, safeguarding out his owner, and I think he will survive for the moment. But man, I thought that was a T1 destruction derby. Instead, Nongshim find the hugest Yone angle.
I mean, it still could have been even better there. I think Nongshim's super frustrated with the fact that both Keria is able to escape. They knew he was there. I think 99% they know he's in that brush, but they thought they could get the kill onto owner. Flash committed, they don't get either of them. So it's a nice trade back there and an incredible ultimate from Fisher. It could have been even better. And T1, again, if you walk into this team fight with Nongshim, you better hope you're wiping it clean, because if you
just think about that with Kingan, lay it over the top, right? He can slow everyone so much, it can make some of these Yone plays work out. As Kingan also may just be dead, which would also be bad, but Owner's going to dive in. There's the safeguard kick as Lahens comes through. Owner is going to die, so it's a 1-for-1. But Lahens is now finding himself a little bit trapped underneath this turret. That turret is very angry. And Smash taking a lot of damage here. Lahens, I don't know about this one, buddy. Still, can he get in range of the Q? As there's the repel, and he gets the execute. Not enough that Keria can do about it, as now Faker will turn up. But Fisher is now landed. Keria looks for the ultimate, doesn't quite find it, but still, the stun is going to connect. Keria going to be falling, as we've also got Gideon getting eaten by a very angry robot Yordle. And Jiu, can he actually avenge him? The answer is perhaps, because we just continue to fight here in this game. Doran now running for the hills. Faker looking for Fisher. He flashes, he picks it up. And it's 8-8 as far as the kill score. And if we don't get a Ruinous Otacon in this game, I will eat my hat.
It might be the one. 5 seconds until it's calculated, but I mean, looks like maybe we even have more. Fisher is not here. And it's just Faker who's double blast coning his way out. Chemtech Soul to the rescue. I guess Ruinous Otacon's not happening.
Yeah, I guess it's not happening.
So close.
My hat, unfortunately, does not exist. However, I will eat nothing. Just for you guys, just so that I can remain true. Okay, Lahens going to find the cocoon onto Owner here, who puts him up into the sky. Kingan just continuing to try and push them away. Gets stunned and now has no real way out, and will be taken out of there.
Oh man, my man Lahens is trying to make some big heroic plays in this mid game and starting to backfire a little bit here. The cool thing about getting kills is, at least when you chase down those, is that she utilizes gold incredibly well, much better than most supports, because she builds AP and does a lot of damage with Zazax, and you want to be doing that burst damage. You have the electrocute, right, and finding an isolated target is actually massive.
Kingan, Keria has just found every single angle to make this Pike work as well, even in moments where he dies.
Yeah.
Like, someone is always stunned. Like, it is just kind of nutty, the way that he uses the extra mobility in order to always be in the position to get that one to work.
I'm just kind of, I feel like I got cheated out of a really cool potential Nongshim game here, because things were looking up and up for them. There were some opportunities, but they didn't slow down the tempo when I think they needed to. They didn't just sit back and say, all right, hold up, let's go to a stable game state, look for some more picks. Kept opting in, and now T1 is slowly just taking massive control over this game. And I mentioned whoever gets control first is going to really snowball the game, and we didn't really have a dominant lead until this moment. There's still windows back into this game with the pick comp that Nongshim have. This is one of the best comps to play from about 3,000 gold behind, you know, where you actually still can pick people, you still can blow them up, but it's going to get a little bit tougher once you start losing control of objectives. Speaking of, they do have control of Herald now. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, Nongshim, I think if they can convince T1 to walk into them, and that first pick does actually come through, the amount of, you know, snowball potential within a fight is extraordinarily high with things like the Viego. But that is the Rift Herald going down. Gideon able to pick up the eye just fine. And T1 not over-investing into that one. 3,000 gold is the approximate lead, and honestly, not a huge deal. Could be worse, as we are very well aware, because we all watched game number 1.
Yeah, no, this is still playable for sure. And with the Herald, some of that gold can be shored up with one of these outer turrets, all of them basically sitting at full health at the moment. Fischer's having a really good game. You know, almost makes me feel guilty to say I wasn't ready to trust when he locked in the Yone, but...
He's also still Fischer, right? Like, I feel like he doesn't do the things that you expect someone to do.
Yeah, that's true.
As now Faker, his spidey senses have to be tingling. Yes, they are. Of course they are. He always knows, probably knew before Lehens did, that Lehens was going to be in that brush. And let's see whether Jiu knows it, and he does. As Bone Skewer still going to connect, and Jiu just going to be able to find the hook, so it's a 1-for-1 in the end. Let's see whether Gideon can make it a 2-for-1, but the Bone Skewer not quite as good coming from the Viego, and he gets himself out.
Still feel pretty good about this as T1. As, you know, they have a dead 80 carry, you have an alive one farming.
Some control around this river as Gideon pushing forward. Arrow going to connect there onto Ona. The double stun, the layering CC, but he gets himself out with the safeguard, and now Gideon is burning down Faker Valkyries to reposition, and now it smashes Killer Instinct. He didn't even need a button with that name on it. He already just had that, but it is working out for them. Keria looking for another Bone Skewer, but honestly, the damage has been done. 3 on the floor for Nongshim, and maybe even more as the ulti gets Fischer out, but Kingen, he doesn't have one of those. Burning, but now he's just going to have to flap his way out. And this outer turret, sorry, not long for the world as T1 just look to take down the stragglers. Oh dear, yeah, that is a Void Seeker that's going to put him down towards the egg. And down goes Yone as well. Faker's health bar suffered a little bit, but nothing to worry about. As now Otacon could be an option here. They are relatively low as far as these health bars, but T1 are just better today. Yeah, that's all I'm really seeing.
I mean, I almost felt like I cast her curse when I was like, oh, they're just more careful. They're just better today. And I mean, this is a AP Anivia, not very tanky. Is about to hit Rod of Ages and the Seraph's transform, but it's just too little too late. The scaling is definitely high in terms of what she can do damage-wise later, but I don't know if it's going to matter.
Well, Kingen is going to do his best to try and find an angle, and Faker is going to make it impossible for any value to be collected. Gives him the good old thumbs up as Void Seeker is going to find him. My goodness. He deserved that, you know, like catching a bit of a break here.
I mean, look, anyone who's even a T1 fan will cheer for an Anivia in those moments. You know, we haven't seen Anivia that much really ever in a while, and Zeus did it one time, and now we're like, oh, could this be a thing? Could we see Anivia? That's kind of hype. Please live, King. I don't know.
I also think he got his Seraph's transform
right in time,
as it was, yeah, as he needed it. So that was definitely cool. Fischer going to use his ult to escape once again. As now maybe we're heading towards Anivia territory, Wolf.
Yeah.
This is what old people like myself will remember. Anivia was good at kill minions when trying to siege turrets.
It is hard to finish a game against her, for sure.
Ooh, nice sidestep there from Lehens. I don't know whether he's out of the woods just yet, though. It's the Spiderlings, you know, doing something. It's pretty cool.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear. Bone Skewer going to connect. Now, Faker is going to turn up. Arrow will connect as the repel gets Lehens out of there. The T1, a few too many bodies here for Nongshim to really fight back. They have 4. But is it actually going to be enough? Another Bone Skewer. Keria cannot miss today.
Yeah, he's just on fire. And Smash is going to sit here in mid. This 4-1 Otacon play is so oppressive. A lot of teams would just look for a dive here, but T1 don't need to. They know that Nongshim can't punish. They can't look for the picks like their comp wants to while they're sieged up like this.
Oh dear, Doran possibly in trouble. The wall goes down, Repel goes up. And remember they have Otacon, but this is still a bunch of money going over to Nongshim. They just need to make sure that they do not die. Killer Instinct gets Smash in there as they take down Jiu. 1 for 2 sent back home is kind of even, I guess
it's like
say.
A trade up for Nongshim gold-wise a little bit, but still T1 having the pressure there.
Another Bone Skewer. This time going to miss. 6 points in my country, though.
And using the wall and the ultimate, like you said, to kill the minions and to deny some of that siege, buying some time here.
Yep, counter siege for Anivia is no joke, as now Fischer is going to take an equalizer ride. He did not want that. Another equalizer is there now in the form of a Valkyrie, and Faker didn't even really need it as far as the damage. Fischer is just, being abused.
He shakes his head on the player cam. He had his ultified.
Yes, not the droids you were looking for. Okay, Lehens is just thrown into a Bone Skewer. That was sexy. That was a sexy play. And T1 just once again going to, like, Lehens is challenging Beryl. He only needs 3 more deaths.
Yeah.
And he's going to get there. He then needs to win the game if he wants to equalize. But right now it's a 10,000 gold lead. It's happened again, ladies and gentlemen. T1 really running away with this one. It took them a little bit longer in the earlier stages to really assert their lead. Now that they have it, things are looking real dire. And Keria doesn't miss those. Once again, that is a dead Ash.
Yeah, sometimes against these Keria spears, you gotta just flash it, man.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, maybe I'll dodge. You don't dodge this guy.
I mean, if I was playing against him, I would probably, my way of dodging it would be to be in the fountain.
The problem is if you flash his hook, then you don't have your flash for his next one. He's not going to miss, you know? Yeah, he was in deep trouble there. T1 going to grab this Baron on spawn again. And this game is just, unfortunately, very quickly spiraling out of Nongshim's grasp. There were some good angles in the early game. There were some opportunities. They kept it close. They even had, at one point, a pretty nice macro lead, map control, but T1 just outplayed them and were able to suss out some of their traps. Speaking of,
Lehen's unfortunately not allowed to go home. The equalizer going to stop that. Now Keria looking for an opportunity to take him down. He's going to slink through, does get tagged as, oh god, just like 3 buttons and he's dead. Fisher not going to be allowed to escape here. Does get a big old shield as he flashes on top of Faker. He almost goes down. Eventually Gideon does secure that kill as the Bone Skewer this time just barely going to go wide. And Dorian going to get taken down. Gideon now finding some of these angles, some of these opportunities as he gets on top of Smash with a Heartbreaker. Now Gio with these auto attacks as Keria, it's just going to get autoed down. And Ona possibly out of position. There's the kick, follows in order to take down Gideon, but the stun is going to be there, and there's the Ash damage we've been waiting for. Nongshim able to fight back. This was with Baron.
yeah, this is one of those old school Nongshim types of team fights where you're like, oh, if you want to tussle with us, you better be ready to get into the chaos, as Gideon absolutely pops off in that fight. And Gideon has been known to be a crazy Viego player. You give him that opportunity, you don't respect him. He has a ton of really crazy snowballing champions on T1's side to utilize there as well. The damage coming out of the stolen Corki was unreal. That's going to be a lot of gold over the Nongshim.
Uh-oh. I've seen this movie before.
Well,
yeah.
I was, for a moment there, I was like, wait, could Nongshim maybe do this 1 or 2 more times and we have a game? But then we come out of the replay and reality strikes us, and strikes, unfortunately, Ju for a 6th time this game.
And this did happen in game number 1 as well, right?
Yes.
It was the negative Rebel Baron power play into T1 saying, haha, I guess we'll just win. And then they did. This does have an Anivia in it, so maybe that just win is going to take a little while longer. But Ona says he's going to split push, take down a mid lane inhibitor turret, and T1 to continue to push forward. King in. Gonna get just engaged on here by Keria. Keegan goes golden. Keria likely to die as Gideon is just burning. That is going to be the rocket to take him down. Actually, the last tick of Ignite, I believe, was what removed him there. And Nongshim continuing to play defense. Arrow going to connect onto this Rumble as the ulti from Fisher. It might be enough there to be able to take him down, but instead he goes golden. Ona now taken down to his GA. Smash is getting autoed down by Gio, who's standing and delivering as far as this damage is concerned. If he's not instantly killed, things can be better unless Ona does that. And now the entire bottom lane is being wiped out. He does have to sacrifice himself for it. Speaking of sacrifices, Doran will be taking down Fisher, the hero, as Kingen versus Faker, a tale as old as time, or at least one that's at least 3 years old based on the 2022 World Final.
This has just been so wild to watch. It's another similar scenario, not this scenario. This is similar in that like Keria kills Gio. That's been happening a lot. It's like the 6th time that's happened.
Yeah.
This is a similar scenario where, again, if you go into this composition of Nongshim with the Viego on the other side and the Ash slows, it can be quite tricky to play out. Now, Anivia has the arm guard, so can actually buy a ton of time here. Still has passive as well, so Kingen plays this kind of fast and loose, and I really appreciate how much pressure he puts on. Arrow comes through, just the tip of the ult from Fisher actually locks Doran down, and then Gio positions really well. Yeah, can we stop doing the thing where we say nice things about Nongshim, then we come back and they're dead?
Yeah, this has happened, some would say, too much.
I was hoping for, like, something interesting happens. Hey!
47 kills, the most that we've had so far in a game here in the LCK Cup. Sorry, that is the record to break. We still need one to come on through to tie it up.
I think You know, there's been some games where you can end without killing a buddy. I think this is not going to be one of them. I think it probably is likely to be broken.
I think Lehens, if he respawns, he may just die by existing on Summoner's Rift. This could be another one, though, as Keria going to look for a Bone Skewer, connects it after the Heartbreaker. This guy is sick. Ona now looking to try and connect that Q, but the arrow is going to be what lands. Nice little stun there as in goes Ona looking for another opportunity. King and just trying to play defense. This picks him out of the air again! How does Keria keep doing this? Now looks for the engagement in the backline, sacrifices himself a smash to find an avenue in. He's gonna take down Jiu, and Fisher somehow misses everyone with that ultimate. That actually, I don't think that's on Fisher. That should have hit something, I think. As now Faker is gonna say enough with the shenanigans, and he's looking to end this game right here. The most kills in a game here for the LCK Cup ever. And Fisher is still going to try and get more, at least give more. As 2 go down before Smash is given some time with this Nexus. Doran also going to be able to clear out the kill onto King and gets the ace. And this is going to be the 2-0 for T1. Welcome to the playoffs of the LCK Cup. You'll be up against either DRX or Humble Life Esports, depending on who wins the next best of 3.